Greetings once again. It is Saturday, July 12th, and this is a special casual Saturday edition of my Diary of a Micro Budget Filmmaker. Part of the reason that it's casual, and I've got this shirt on that we got when we went to St. Martin, is that our air conditioner is still broke and it's extremely hot. So this will be a short video. I might make another one tomorrow or the next day because some more potentially exciting things are happening. And by exciting, I don't mean exciting, I mean forward as in progress. But today, even though I'm not a geekhead or a gearhead and I'm not super big on tech and cameras and lenses and all that stuff, I have sort of one of those broad knowledges that isn't too deep, hopefully deep enough to get me by. Anyways, the Blackmagic 6K Pro has arrived. It is not new. It almost looks new. I got it from a guy on eBay, very nice gentleman who used it just a few times and then realized it really wasn't the camera he needed. The bad news is I did not get DaVinci Studio software, so I'll continue to use the free version until and if I decide I need the paid version. But it's in very good shape. Even the screen on the back is still there. You can't really see it too well. And like I said, I'm not a super geek. I do use the 4K Pocket Cinema at work, and they call this thing Pocket, but it's probably 50% heavier and definitely has a bigger footprint than the previous one. The also got a cage with it. So I will be putting this on there. I'm debating about whether to get a viewfinder. You can get, of course, like a 4K or whatever external monitor. But to my way of thinking, a viewfinder is better because it gives you another point of contact for stability, which may or may not be a big thing. But when you're outside, and even when you're inside, when you put your eye up to a viewfinder, you get a more realistic representation in my way of thinking. So I'm deciding about that. I'm hopefully going to get a follow focus. In fact, I'm about ready to go on to B&H's website when I'm done with this recording and spend some more money. I've got a budget for equipment, and you kind of forget about tax and you forget about shipping. So the things you think are going to cost $2,000 cost $2,130, which is not a lot, yet it is a lot. That's the cost of a thing I can't get now. So we'll see how that goes. Tomorrow I'm scheduled to visit the location, which I hope is going to be the primary location. I did make that confirmation. I didn't talk, but I was messaging via Facebook a gentleman who said that he would be available to light and, if necessary, shoot. I'd conversed with him before, and he has a grip truck and all that. But now that I've got use of a fair amount of equipment, or at least enough, I asked him if he would just basically be a paid crew, the only paid crew. Don't tell anyone. And he said yes, and he's got a rate and all that stuff. So that currently is my backup plan. I have not heard back from the gentleman I've worked with before, whom I'm hoping will be the primary, if not only, kind of DP. I don't know what to call someone when a DP doesn't typically operate a camera, but this is, of course, going to be a 2-for-1 deal, maybe a 3-for-1. So I'm working on that and going to, well, I'll just tease that two of the creative minds behind this, plus myself, I guess you could call them that, and I hope to get together tomorrow to do something which we will report on later. I've got the media, not really media releases, sort of like contracts that I got templates from off the internet, and I did some customization. I'm preparing those for the cast. I've already spoken via email with the two women who were basically co-star, whatever, a party of four that pretty much leads and drives the story, and they are good with the terms I'm going to give them, which I'm not going to disclose here. Maybe at some point I will, but I'm not going to right now because it's none of your business. Yeah, so I need to get a lens, or hopefully just one lens. I'm just going to see how much I can get with the money I have left to spend. So the debit card is going to be used again, maybe this afternoon, if I can get myself to that point. That's the update for Saturday, July 12th. Thanks for watching this. If you know anyone who's interested in super low budget micro filmmaking, please tell them to give this a watch and a like and a subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. Turn on your notifications and do all that YouTube stuff. And someday, maybe I'll get more than 6 people watching this after it becomes a major minor motion picture. That's it for now. You know the tagline. Go out there and make a movie for yourself, and see you on the other side of this.